The effect that our food has on our bodies, and so on our health, is complicated. Although we have come to associate certain foods with a single nutrient, oranges with vitamin C or dairy foods with calcium, and with a single effect, saturated fat with heart health, it's much more complex than that. The nutritional and health effects of a food are a result of both a food's structure and its nutrient composition, and how these interact with each other. This is what scientists call the food matrix effect. I would like to show you what the food matrix effect is through a musical experience. Let's take 3 notes of music. Each of them played separately produces something interesting, but if we combine them, the 3 notes create a different, much more melodious, deep, and powerful chord. The resonance of these notes together produces a unique result that each note individually can't obtain. With nutrients in food, it's the same thing. This is the matrix effect. Like a single note, a single nutrient does not work in the same way on its own as it does together with other components of the food. This changes the interaction and affects things such as uptake and bioavailability, and results in something different, something unique. Let's take dairy as an example. Milk and dairy products are by their nature complex foods that contain many nutrients and bioactive components. The rich dairy matrix naturally includes calcium, protein, different fatty acids, phosphorus, potassium, iodine, vitamins B2 and B12, and numerous other nutrients and bioactive components that interact with each other. In addition to their nutritional composition, dairy foods also have complex physical matrices, from the solid state of cheese, to the gel-like structure of yogurt, to liquid milk, and so on. The interaction of this unique combination of nutrients and structure in the dairy matrix influences factors such as the digestion and the absorption of nutrients, and so the metabolic response. To sum up, like individual notes that come together to form a chord, a food's effect on health can be different from what might be expected based on a single nutrient or even a few of the nutrients it contains. This is the food matrix effect. But what are the potential advantages of this food matrix effect on health? Beneficial dairy matrix effects have been observed for cardiometabolic health, body composition, and bone health. Let's have a closer look with a scientific expert.
The research that we've been doing in UCD has really shown that there are specific matrix effects from dairy that we see that we just don't seem to be able to mimic when we look at those individual components. We've seen that when saturated fat is eaten in the form of cheese, we actually see beneficial effects on blood lipid profiles. We think this is due to the calcium content in cheese, but also some of the other components that are present as well. So the phosphorus, the proteins and the type of protein, and then also something called the milk fat globule membrane. The interactions between all of these components seem to be key in this effect. It's the same for bone health. Dairy's beneficial effect on bone is due to more than just the calcium, which we're all familiar with, but also the phosphorus and the proteins present in dairy, and they work together in concert. There's also emerging evidence to suggest that other bioactive components, such as bioactive peptides and vitamin K, may also be involved. So these food matrix effects really show us why we need to think about moving away from a nutrient-based dietary guideline system towards a more whole food-based one.
As nutrition science evolves, we're learning more and more about the food matrix effect and its importance in understanding the impact that food has on our health.